and I actually should unmute my microphone. Welcome into the stream. Let me know if the volume is all good. Let me know if the music needs to be turned up or down for you. Hi Lei, thank you for joining again. I always have trouble tweaking the volume because it's like the volume is different what I hear to what the stream hears, because I want the music to be quieter for me, but I don't want it to be too quiet for the stream. If you feel like getting a reading today, let me know as well, or like do the join command. Okay, I'll turn it up a little bit. I turned it up, so let me know if that's good. I don't mind turning it up as long as it's not like so loud for people tuning in. Hi Vivi, welcome in. Thanks for joining. We were just, Lei and I were just adjusting the volume of the music. So, yeah. If anyone would like a reading, feel free to run the join command just like that's on the top, the exclamation mark and join. You can join the queue and I will do a reading for you. And also, you can see on my screen, hopefully, I think you can, these cards on the screen, and it's a tarot widget that I bought by it's an asset shop. I don't know if the actual name is asset shop, so let me double check that to give due credit. Don't mind my face being flashbanged. Yes, they're called Asset Shop, assetshops.com. They have some really cool overlays. So that is where this tarot widget plugin comes from, and we can give it a go if anyone wants. I haven't worked out, I don't think I can like actually manually select the cards that show, which is something I would like. Hi Neppy, welcome back. It's something I would like in an update if they consider that, so that way I can draw manually but also display the cards on the screen. But if anyone wants to try out or test out this new widget I got to do a virtual, like a digital reading where the cards are purely drawn like that, then let me know and I would be happy to try. I do have to say, Neppy, that your donation is what helped me get this plugin that I'm trying out, this tarot widget, which is really cool. Some VTubers use it and some other people use it as well for readings on streams, and yeah, your donation is what let me get it for the stream to try out, and hopefully it will be a cool thing to test out. Hey Daphne, welcome in. Thanks for joining. Yeah, of course. If any of you would like a reading, feel free to join the queue with that command up there. Basically, like anytime I stream, even if you got a reading like last time, you can just queue again. Like, makes it more fun for the stream to, yeah, have you queued up and asking for readings. Yeah, you can ask if you have a silly question. You're more than welcome. Nappy, what's the most common thing people ask? Honestly, what message does blank have for me? I do deity readings a lot. I'm not sure the percentage and like the proportions. But a lot of the time it is a very general question of what message does this deity have for me, and then I just read whatever comes through. Let's do the cue. So I don't know if I hit, sorry, I just flashbanged the stream. I don't know if I hit next, it will like delete you from the queue, Daphne. So let me know, what's your question? Is the rat. Okay. Just as I did last night, I like to do a prayer. If I'm doing a deity reading, I say a prayer to the deity in question as a form of respect and also to invite them into the space. So I'm just going to grab the Orphic hymn to Apollo and I will ask him your question. Alright, so I will be saying the hymn to Apollon, and this one is, I'm not sure, I think it's like the translation by Michael Hornem from 1997. Just making sure my microphone doesn't get knocked as I lift my hands. Hail to you, O Apollon, leader of the Muses, lord of the seasons, golden-haired Phoebus, whose perfect lyre unites all opposites, healing Paean, whose darts afflict not those striving for good, all-seeing God, Delphic prophet, lord of intellectual light. You delight in the rocky crags of Parnassus, and in the lovely cape of Delos. As Helios's nourishing rays bring forth fragrant white laurel blossoms and ripen sweet brown dates. Giver of life by your Delian altar, unsullied by blood and fire-charred flesh, you inspire in the lover of wisdom a respect for everyday life, or every life. Glorious youth, by slaying Pytho who bars the way to the Omphalos, you show that selfishness must be transcended along the path to the source, center of all. Great Purifier, you alone liberate life from such selfishness and mind from the limitations of thoughts, thereby making most direct that path to the one, beyond being absolutely infinite and free. We invite and welcome forth Apollon for this reading, and come before Apollon in truth and reverence, seeking a reading from him. So we'll flip through the I just realized I have to grab my Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck from the shelf, but I'll get that after this reading. We use the Rider-Waite for now. Oh yes, that is my sister's cat, which I can grab the cat in a second and show you. I have another cat in here as well. I'll draw the card first. I need to focus on the card. There's two cats in here. So Lord Apollon definitely asks, is the rat related to you? Oh, jumpy card. We have the Eight of Wands, which to me is a yes. The rat is related to Apollon. Hopefully that helps, Daphne. I will quickly grab the deck I forgot to grab, and I'll show you the cats as well. She was a bit wet. I disrupted her rest. She was resting in a basket that's underneath all my clothes, or like underneath like my hanging clothing. But yeah, the first one was my sister's cat, and that one I was just showing was is my cat. And you are welcome for answering your silly question. Let's move forward. The first one is named Pixie, so like the fairy Pixie, or like a type of fairy. And my cat is named Haniel, so it's the Korean word for sky. I'm not Korean myself, but that's just the best way I can explain the name Haniel. Vivi, let me know what your question is. Yeah, thank you. I remember this was like 7 years ago almost. I was sitting in the car and my mum and I were on the way to the adoption place. Sorry, my cat, one of the cats is sitting on my stuff, which a place where she shouldn't be sitting, so let me grab her and not make her not do that. She wanted to get out. Yeah, we were on the way, and I was searching up names, and I saw that name, and I thought it was really pretty of a name, so I chose to name my cat that. Yes, you can. I also noted today that I noted it a few times already previously, but I want to get a pop filter for my microphone, so then I don't pop my P's always into it. I turned away so it wouldn't be so harsh. But yes, we shall do a simple reading for Hecate for Deipnon. We'll be using the Ethereal Visions deck. Ethereal Visions, as that is my tarot deck devoted to her. And we will also pull cards, or a card, or depending how many come out, from the Oracle of the Hecatean Path, which is the Oracle deck dedicated to Hecate, of course. So once again, thank you Apollon for being here, and we will now invite forth Hecate for this reading. Hello Piety, I now know your Twitch. Everyone should go and follow Vikamika. That's a cute cute username. I just followed you. Yes, it is the tarot asset you showed. I just got it today and I just set it up and had a look. So we can go through a demonstration after Vivi's reading for you to have a look at what it does, for your consideration as well. And I did mention before, one feedback I want to give, or like maybe, I don't know, one suggestion would be to be able to manually like search cards and like display them, because I actually wanted it for the purpose of displaying the cards I draw from my actual decks on the screen, so it's easier easier visibility, but it doesn't seem to have that at the moment. Unless I like pull every single card and wait to pull every single card and then sort them out into the thing. But yeah, I figured we can give it a little run, a test run later. Maybe do a collective reading and see what comes through, to demonstrate what it's like. So yeah, it used to be like, it was like here, like giant cards like in the middle, and I moved them over here and in the corner because yeah, that's how I wanted it to be. But yeah, we can give it a little test later, and you can ask me to have a look at anything if you would like. I did see your message just now saying you'll lurk for viewership, which is I really appreciate. Thank you. And everyone, make sure to go follow Piety, because they're going to be streaming soon as well. And they have a very cute PNG tuber. At least it looks like in the profile picture. There's a little guy, but gender neutral. Anyway, let's get back to Vivi's reading. And for this one, we will be inviting Hecate forth with the author Kim to Hecate. I believe the Thomas Taylor translation. I call Inodian Hecate, lovely dame, of earthly, watery, and celestial frame, sepulchral in a saffron veil arrayed, leased with dark ghosts that wander through the shade. Persian unconquerable huntress hail, the world's key-bearer never doomed to fail. On the rough rock to wander thee the lights, leader and nurse, be present to our rites. Propitious grant our just desires success, accept our homage and incense bless. Thank you, Hecate. I come before you today in truth and reverence to do some readings on behalf of my friends here and our wonderful viewers who are joining us. Even if you are lurking, I deeply appreciate you. We will do a Daepnon reading for Vivi. I can tell Hecate's here because I feel like warmer. I'm sweating now, and I shouldn't be because it is 17 degrees. Okay, let's draw some cards. For Vivi's Daepnon reading. Nope. Oh, wow. I don't know how it looks on your end, but that card just like jumped out. I was like excited. Maybe one day I can get like a second camera so then I can like face the cards on the table. Yes, I'm also fond of Hecate's presence. Alright. There is a lot of foundational work going on here. We have the Hermit. Sorry about the glare. Yes, the Hermit. We also have the Page of Swords. And we've got the Two of Pentacles. So there's some good things happening. The Hermit is acknowledging, or Hecate is acknowledging through the Hermit that you have been doing some self-reflection and contemplation recently. And this is from the order of the reading and from the order of the cards, I can see that it's sort of like the Hermit is the front of like the train, so to say. It's signifying like the beginning of this like reading in the sense of like the story of it. You've been in this hermit mode or hermit mindset, searching for some inner light, searching for some, or really like being in that contemplation, especially when it comes to like the concept of at least like the tarot concept of death, in the sense of like transitions and releasing something to bring something in. I say that because there is a skull on this card here in the corner, and the skull typically represents, or it sometimes represents the concept of death and transitions and releasing to bring in the new. And so I can see that from this card. The Page of Swords. So swords can represent honesty, truth, and communication. And the page is a bit further than the ace. The ace is like the very beginning, perhaps even something that is yet to come. Whereas the page is, the figure is there. Like there's an actual figure in this card. Someone who is there in the scene, having a look at things. And so it's looking like there are some things you're working on in terms of communication and speaking truth. Maybe there's people in your life that you have been working on. You've been working on standing up to them, saying something to them that you've been afraid to say. There is a bot in the chat. Let me get rid of them. There we go. Yeah, so there's something you've been working on in relation to your ability to like speak or say something, and it may be in response to something you received. So there was like a message, some sort of communication that you received, and in response to that communication, you realized that you had to do something. You had to like make a move. So the page is sort of like in the thought process, in the planning process, and then the next one, which would be the Knights of Swords, would be making a move. But you've been considering in response to this communication you've received, and after this time of contemplation and hermit mode, that there's something you need to do. So you're planning it, and it comes with the idea of balance. So the Two of Pentacles is often about like balancing things and weighing up options. So there's something you're weighing up, something you're like trying to determine. Is it worth doing this? Is it worth doing this other thing? Hecate is coming through, acknowledging that, and basically recognizing that you are at that point. It's a bit like a crossroads. It's funny because like often there's twos in each of the suits. So the Two of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Cups. Well, not so much the Two of Cups, but the other three is very much about like a crossroads in itself, like a decision to be made. And I'm sensing here that Hecate is, because she brought out the Two of Pentacles, it's more about something that's tangible. So you're afraid of the tangible consequences of what you are being called to do, or what you're feeling like you should be, like what you're currently planning to execute. When I was explaining this, I was shuffling the deck and the Four of Wands came out, which is a very nice card. It's a very happy card. It's about celebration, about speaking to like your heart, speaking to what you actually truly want to do. And so Hecate is advising in that sense that for whatever decision you're trying to make at the moment in response to this, it should be whatever makes you feel the best about your values and who you are. Just grabbing the Oracle deck. Feel free to like give me feedback as well in the chat, Vivi, if you want to tell me like, oh yeah, that makes sense, that doesn't make sense, because there's always different interpretations. I'm trying to trust more my intuition. I've been advised by another reader who was a psychic medium who also lives in the same city as I do, and she's incredible. And she's telling me my guides are saying you need to, like, if there's something that comes to mind, you need to just say it and trust that and not just like overthink it. So yeah, I appreciate if you would like to let me know if there's anything that's particularly standing out for you, anything you would like an elaboration on. I can pull more cards in relation to specific things. Yeah, just let me know. Nope, there's one card for you. So your card from the Oracle deck is Medea. Medea number 55. 55 is nice. Angel number. And the caption says magic. We have here a depiction of Medea with one of these ancient tripod incense burners. You're shocked a little bit she would bring this up. Ah, okay. If you would like to share what shocks you about it, is it because you think it isn't significant? You think it's not something that she would like focus so much on? You think there's something else she might want to bring up? I should add like the little chat thing where like you can collect points as you like stay in the stream, and then you can like use those points to make me hydrate, because that would be funny. Chaotic Dirt Wizard, thank you so much for following. I'm assuming you're Chaotic Wizard from the Sanctuary. The bubbles, I need to work out how to do that. If you know like what's used, if it's like built into Twitch, if it's like a bot or something, then let me know, because then I can just set it up and do that, because I always have fun with doing those when I'm in other streams. Good morning, Chaotic Wizard. Thank you so much for joining. Feel free to join the queue for the readings just with this command up here. So you just do the exclamation mark and join. It will add you to a queue that I can see on my end, and we can keep a nice track of who's getting a reading. And for anyone listening in, you are more than welcome, but not obligated, to donate to my Ko-fi if you would like. Yeah, it really helps out a lot, and I really appreciate any donations that come through. For example, Neppy yesterday was very generous and donated some in response to a reading I did, and then I was able to get this plugin that we're going to test out later, this tarot like card plugin that we're going to try a collective reading for later, and that would be a lot of fun. So the donations always go back towards my passions and what I do, and it means that you get bumped up onto the list for any readings as well. And I did set up some alerts on here, so it should show up, but if it doesn't, I'll work it out. Okay, Vivi, you said the hermit part I was expecting, but the communication part not so much. I've been trying to meditate my problems away. I see. Yeah, it does. That does happen. Okay, so going back to Medea, let's have a peek at the guidebook to see what wisdom comes through. So the guidebook reads, Medea, magic. Red Priestess of Hecate, Medea is known for her skillful crafting of spells, potions, and devotion to the goddess. Her abilities have helped and hindered the heroes and gods of old, but her gifts are inherent in the depths of Hecate's teachings. From serene to frenzied, she is not afraid to do the hard work, and her emotionally charged conjuring has huge potential for change, causing dramatic shifts in energy. So I'm definitely getting the sense of like, whatever you're working through right now, channel that into even your work, your workings. See a different perspective of them, don't see them as only limiting, but see them as also fuel for what you want to work towards, which can be hard. And we can see here on Medea, there's a large hood that's really like shrouding. So it's sort of like the hermit as well. They both are wearing these sort of hoods and doing this like internal contemplation. But she's certainly acknowledging the power you have behind what you're working through, your emotions, your thoughts. As I mentioned, there was the incense burner is quite significant there, the tripod incense burner. And I think it's also like relating to this idea of transformation of like the elements. So when you put an incense like in the burner, it turns into like a fragrant smoke. And that fragrant smoke pleases the gods in Hellenic polytheism. Like that's a belief from the ancient times and one that we carry on today, which is why incense are very significant. And also the steam and smoke from like meals even can feed the gods, so to say. And so I'm seeing here, it's like things that you burn, things that you release, things that you like give to Hecate in this time, they can be transformed into the fragrant smoke that pleases, whether that is yourself, whether that is the goddess. Yeah, that is your Deipnon reading, Vivi, for our upcoming Deipnon on the 29th of March. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions, if anything you want me to elaborate on as well. Try baneful magic on someone who did you wrong, or transmutation spell. I'm definitely feeling transmutation, especially in relation to Medea and my analogy with the tripod and incense. Transmutation is very strongly like I'm feeling a strong association with that. I will pull another card for you as well, in terms of transmutation spell. Oh, because I am leaning towards that. And it's not because it's like, oh, baneful spell bad, don't do that. It's literally because like transmutation spells are like so good. I really want to like get more into them. I'd consider them like a form of crossroads magic or crossroads witchcraft, which is not like a formal thing at all. It's something I just label because I love the crossroads. So yeah, I always think transmutation magic and the ability to transform something and transmute it, the alchemy of situations, of emotions, of magic can be really powerful, as opposed to just baneful. Not just, but like, you know, as opposed to baneful magic. Okay, can we get a card, or more if you want to send more, in regards to a transmutation spell? Oh, there we go. We have the world, which is a yes, a strong yes. The world is your oyster, and something is about to come full circle, full cycle. And we can see here on the card, the figure is holding the reef that is going around by her hands, like she's physically guiding this reef around the world. And we also have here the heads of a bull, a lion, an eagle, and a person, which can represent Hecate's many heads. Like, you know how some depictions of Hecate, she has like a few animal heads. So I see that like as she's behind you on this. Like, you can tap into her for this to fuel it. Like, you see the golden kind of like springs It's sort of like she's fueling into it, but she's also like trusting you to be like the one holding onto the reef and creating the full circle. And again, world's your oyster. She's like laughing. She's like very much like a, you know, it's very much like a, you know what you should do, and you know what you have to do, and you know, like, you doubt yourself in some things and you worry, but you're simply like turning the wheel, turning the world, turning the circle. That's what she's saying. It's like this like nonchalant but wise like statement that she's trying to say, that is like in an attempt to counter your anxieties or worries around it, like trying to counter like your overthinking. You're like, but what if this, but what if that, but what if I'm wrong, and what if I'm not doing it correctly, what if I shouldn't be doing this? And she's just like trying to like balance it out by being like saying this like very nonchalant thing of like, you're just here doing, you know, you're just doing your thing. You just have your place here. You're playing your part, so to say. So yeah. Also the artist, you forge your own path. You see the destination, so the tree in the distance, you know where already like you're trying to go, and you see it, you're drawing to it, like you're trying to get there. The artist is the custom Major Arcana card, one of the Major Arcana custom cards. That was a mix-up. One of the custom Major Arcana cards in this deck is the artist, and it's very nice for this. You're the artist of your own path. Yes, you are very welcome, Vivi. I'm glad to help, and I wish you luck with this transmutation and meditation that you're going through to untangle some things, I suppose. Alright, Chaotic Wizard, whenever you would like to pop in, feel free to include your question in the chat. I can do general readings, specific questions. I can do general as in like no deity. I can do deity readings, or Hellenic deity readings, Hecate readings as you just saw. I can do angel readings. I don't read on finance, legal and medical matters, or matters that require more of a mundane expertise or specialist. And in terms of love readings, it's more to say that I don't specialize in love readings. So, yeah, you can ask for love, and like I read them, like it's fine. There was one I got yesterday that was a love reading, and that went fine, and it resonated with the person. Yes, you can get a general reading with Hecate. That is all right. Let me shuffle the cards back into the deck for you, and we will draw very similarly, where we'll have a few cards from the Ethereal Visions tarot deck, and also a card from the Oracle of the Hecatean Path. Neppy, if you would like to join the queue, the queue, feel free. I am more than happy to do another reading for you. Also, if anyone's curious about my deck list, I added a new command. It's like !decks, I believe I made it, and it tells you what decks I have. It like says the names of them. Hello Chai. I feel like we've spoken before on Twitter. Your name is familiar. And you're not bringing any trouble at all, don't worry. I'm currently doing a reading for the lovely chaotic dirt wizard, but if you would like to join the queue, you just have to send the exclamation mark and join, and it will add you to the list on my end, and that way I can keep track of whose turn it is. So I'll do chaotic wizard's reading, and you join the queue, and then I'll do your reading, and then I can let you know what type of reading you can get, and I can let you know my specialties, what I typically do, what I don't do. So feel free to stick around, and I really appreciate you coming in. But yeah, I was correct. The command was Dex. Wonderful. Okay, so at this point, my beloved goddess Hecate, I am doing a reading for Chaotic Wizard, and Chaotic Wizard is interested in a general reading from you. So anything you have to say that can come through in a few cards. I'm reading on behalf of Chaotic Wizard. We have 2 cards already. Oh, and there's another one flying out. Alright, let's see what you got. You have the King of Swords. I'm trying to like show it in a place where it's not so like shiny. King of Swords. You also have the Four of Pentacles. And you have the Four of Wands. Again, the Four of Wands came out to play again. I love the Four of Wands. I've been getting that a lot recently, which I consider a good thing. It means a good thing. Alright. King of Swords. There's something that you are probably needing to take leadership in at the moment in terms of, again, communication. The swords are associated with communication, honesty, and truth. There is something you need to really like step up. There is an opportunity for you to really step up and take a leading role in a situation, whatever situation may come to mind in reading this. And Hecate is assuring you that like you will be able to like grab the sword by the hilt. Like you'll be able to lift the sword. It's like Excalibur. You are worthy to lift the sword out from the rock, and so you are worthy in this position to speak up, to express the truth, express your honesty, express your mind, to basically bring some positive change about. There is a single crow here on the card, and while crows are typically associated with like bad omens, one crow is a good thing. So this is a card in basically an affirmation or reassurance that whatever you have been unsure about in terms of like stepping up in a position of leadership for this situation, you'll be fine. Like it's going to be fine. I'm seeing that the situation has something to do with like money, finances, career, anything that's in the material realm. It's like a sense of like stability. So it's about stability, and it's about something you care about. So it's a material thing that you care about. You care very deeply for this thing. You're very fond of it, and this is why it's important for you to speak up, because it's something that you are very fond of, and it's very important to you. And you're nervous because it is important to you. Like, because it's so important, you don't want to like mess it up. You don't want to fumble it. Sometimes if it may feel like, oh, maybe it'll be easy if I just sit here with what I have and hold on to it. But I think Hecate is saying like this is what you need to bring in. You need to bring in more of that King of Swords energy. You need to take up that position. Because the Four of Wands is just a great reassurance that like whatever this, maybe like institution, group, organization, something along those lines. Oh, Vivi, thank you for the donation. Look, it worked. It like floated up. I can grab it here. There we go. Thank you, Vivi. I really appreciate that. But yeah, the Four of Wands is a very good indicator that like you will like overcome and you will come up on top for like whatever the situation is. And it's really about like, if we think about the wands, it's like the Ace of Wands is like you have that fresh idea, that fresh passion. And then we have the Two of Wands, which is about like looking out into the world and planning out, getting a lay of the land. And the Three of Wands, we see the figure actually out there. They're actually out there with their wands and they're making things happen. And they're doing, they're actually doing it. And so the Four of Wands is like the aftermath of that. You've gone through the Ace, Two, and Three of Wands. And so, moving to Greece. That is an exciting potential for you. Is there anyone, like, other than the financial aspect, is there any like person or group of people or some sort of like organization that is associated in this move to Greece? Maybe like there's some sort of group like determining your ability to have a financial thing, like a financial stability. Someone that you need to speak to, someone that may be useful to speak to, but you've been a bit unsure about asking for what you need. Welcome in, Flowers and Stars. Thank you for joining. We will get to your reading soon. Right now I am reading for our chaotic wizard. Your sibling would be coming with you. I would be taking the lead. Yep. So she's very much affirming your leadership in this situation. She wants you to trust in your ability to like navigate it, and for it to be like a real like, like you'll be able to like slice. It's like this idea of like slicing through things to be able to get to the real like core of it. Thank you. Yes, the Ethereal Visions tarot deck is the most beautiful deck I have for a very beautiful goddess, of course. Let me pull a card from the Oracle deck to see what she has to say about actually, you know what? Confirm is the correct word. I'm going to pull a card to confirm whether or not this is about your traveling and your move. And then we'll do the Oracle card. But if, like, I like to think that if people, like, get some sort of, like, feeling or resonance or, like, thought out of the reading, then it's, like, likely to be that, because I don't think it's, like, tarot readings I don't think are a one-sided thing. I think it's very much about, like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to say what this person thinks. Bye Vivi, thanks for coming along, thanks for tuning in and for the donation once again. I hope to see you soon. Yeah. Okay. This is really funny. We have the King and the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords came out. King, Queen of Swords. Is your sibling more of a feminine person, or is that not quite a description for them? The King of Swords wasn't shuffled back in, it's just that I kept it out, so it's like the Queen of Swords came to join the King of Swords. It came out with a different card though. We also have the Two of Pentacles, which tells me yes, it is going to be about travel. It's like you're trying to balance like the two of you and your sibling, and then there's like the water, so it implies like a sort of like travel. Yeah, some sort of travel involved, and I'm not exactly sure if your travel is like international, like not international. I don't know if it's like over like seas, like literally like overseas, like you're going over the water, but yeah. actually, I think that's interesting because we see here the king and queen. They both have like their two birds on their shoulders, like the white and the black bird, so the dove and the crow. So I'm really seeing that you will be the one taking the main lead, but there's also like elements that your sibling will be able to like contribute to try and balance out anything that you may be worried about or unsure about. So don't be afraid to consult your sibling on this. Is what's coming through from Hecate. And I see the Two of Pentacles as an affirmation that this is about your travel, as you're balancing the two of you. The Two of Pentacles are like representing each of you, and the water representing a sense of travel and movement. Yeah, that's alright. Let me grab a oracle card for you too. Welcome into everyone tuning in. Even if you're lurking, I really appreciate you joining us. If you would like to join the queue for a free reading, then feel free to run that command up there, the ! join, and you'll be added to a queue that I can track on my end. So hopefully I won't, ideally I won't miss your reading. And I probably won't, because I will close the queue when it's closed, but we're only an hour in, so we'll be here for a little bit more. And you can donate to my Ko-fi for some priority as well, if you would like a priority reading. And I appreciate any donations that go back to into my work, into my ventures, and really support the channel and my work. Alright, let's get back into the reading. And we'll pull an oracle card for whatever comes through from Hecate in regards to your travel situation in moving to Greece, which is very exciting. This card got caught. So we have number 42, Aconite, and it says death on the bottom. But of course, if you're familiar with tarot, and even if you're not, I would like to reassure that it's not necessarily a bad thing, and you don't have to fear when you see that card. It tends to represent some sort of transition or change, and something being released to bring in the new. So let's open the book and see what it says. So, aconite, death. The deadly plant known as aconite was at one time called Hecateus, and is said to have sprung up where the saliva of Cerberus touched the ground. Death is merely another door to which Hecate holds the key. It is the last great mystery, but death is in a symbolic sense, is largely transformative. It releases everything that is old and outdated. Wolfsbane is toxic and represents the finality of death, but in the skillful hands of the goddess can be positive. Show caution and tread carefully. There is no turning back on some roads. So it is certainly an acknowledgement of this transition coming up, and there's a sense of like inevitability. So you did mention that you were a bit worried about the financial aspects. I can see that it's inevitable that this transition will happen, but that you will be able to manage it, just as the plants in the hands of the goddess and sorcerers and witches, and people who are very aware of what they're doing and very grounded and very in touch and connected. They are able to bring out the best qualities of these poisonous plants and use them safely. And so I can see in your situation there's a sense of this sense of like you will be able to handle what comes your way, and you'll be skillful and in touch and connected with what is coming your way. Hello, welcome in, Smasher. Thank you for joining my stream. I hope you are doing well. If you would like a tarot reading, feel free to run the join command up here, or like I've written up here, and you can be added to the queue for a reading. And I appreciate any donations as well to my Ko-fi if you would like, and that pops you up to the top of the queue. Given if I'm in the middle of one, it'll be the next one. It is a beautiful card, and let me know, Chaotic Wizard, if that resonates with you and if you have any questions. I just realized that my little icons at the top of my what's it called, overlay, disappeared because I moved the folder that they were in. Thank you for the follow, Smasher. Thank you for joining the queue as well, and I'm glad that resonates with you, Chaotic Wizard. Let me quickly adjust these icons so they're back, because I would like them back, please. There's one. There's another. Welcome back, Moose. It's good to see you again. Let me know if you have any further questions for me, Chaotic Wizard. If you're happy for me to use your actual name in the chat, or like in the stream, let me know and I can. Otherwise, I'm happy to keep calling you Chaotic Wizard. Thank you, Miss. We have a few people in the queue before you, so about 3 others, but I'd be more than happy to get to your reading soon. And yeah, possibly assist you in some clarity. Okay, great. I'll call you Josh then. Josh, did you have anything else you would like to ask about? Okay, wonderful. Well, I do wish you the best of luck with this move. And keep us updated as well in the Sanctuary server if you would like, because that's exciting. I feel like you mentioned it before, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's very exciting. I want to go to Greece one day. You know, every Hell Pole says that. Like, I want to go to Greece. I want to see the temples. I do. I would love to see Turkey as well, because I want to visit the Temple of Lagina, which is Hecate's ancient temple in Lagina that is connected to Stratonikeia. Yeah, in Turkey. Modern day Turkey has the Temple of Lagina, which is our oh, that's amazing. Did you know that there's a Temple of Hecate there? I'm not sure if you're I'm not sure if you're a Hellenic polytheist or if I know you personally, because usernames are sometimes different. But I would want to visit there one day to go see that temple. And the town Stratonikeia, which is noted to be one of the towns that Hecate was actually a patron of, which is incredible because we don't know of many. Yeah, definitely search Temple of Lagina. So Lagina. I feel like it'd be very powerful to walk underneath the what's it called? It's the it starts with P. It's like the archway. It's not Propolis. I'm searching it up. Hopefully the my light theme of my Chrome is in flashbanging. Propylon. That was close. I want to walk under the propylon of the temple. Chai, really, it is now your turn for a reading. So please let me know what would you like a reading on. I can do general readings or readings on specific words. Sorry, I just read Josh's message. Specific questions. I can do readings on specific questions or general. I don't do readings for financial, legal, medical, or things that otherwise would need a specialist to, a mundane specialist, so like an actual like thing that they should help diagnose or check for you or advise on. I can do love readings, they're just not my specialty, but I can read them. So just a disclaimer there, because I know some people do very much specialize in love readings. And if you do worship any deities or Greek gods, I can do a reading with a Greek god. Usually what I do is I will invite them into my space by saying a hymn or prayer to them, and then do a reading for them, a reading with them on behalf of you. Or I can do a reading with angels, whether that is specific angels or a specific angel or generally angels. So angels, hellenic deities, or even just like from the decks itself, or spirit, if that's how you would like to say. Oh, okay, first reading. That is very exciting. I will do that for you. I'm going to use the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck. And I just quickly fixed up the icon. There we go. All my icons at the top. All my icons at the top are all fixed. I forgot that I was meant to replace them. I must have gotten distracted at some point. Hydration is important. If anyone has a cup of water or a bottle near them, take a sip of water, because it is good to hydrate. Let me grab my deck. And again, if anyone knows how to like set up the little like bubbles, like as you like watch the stream, you can collect like the little points and then claim them to like say like hydrate or something. Let me know so I can set that up, because I would not mind. I would actually, it's more than I would not. I would love to be assertive with my words. I would love to set it up. And for anyone joining in as well, wondering what this is, it's a widget I purchased today that does tarot readings like on the screen. It doesn't let me like manually select the cards, which is why I'm not using it for like these readings, but I do plan to do after I clear out the queue a collective reading, testing out the plugin, so we can have a look at how it works and how we like it. Josh, you got some coffee? Very nice. Yeah, alright. So, as I mentioned, today we are using the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck for Chai. And I love these cards because they're very fun, very good for storytelling. I'm very much of a a lot of tarot readers are a storyteller when it comes to tarot readings. We love to tell stories with the cards. It is one of the ways, free cards already came out. It's one of the, I wouldn't say like advanced, but it's a way that you can be more connected with your cards, is to not just see them as individual cards, but also to see the story that they tell. And you may not always know. For me, my readings are very flexible. I don't use spreads a lot. I often just draw a certain number of cards and I read from them and see what they are saying. Thank you, Neppy, for that consideration. Happy and excited to do a reading for you after the queue. Alright, let's read these free cards we got. For you, Chai, we have Temperance, We also have the Six of Wisdom. And we have the Seven of Charisma. So the 4 suits in this deck are based on the abilities or stats of Dungeons and Dragons, so like strength, constitution, and such, except it's 4 of them, so it's not all of them. It's wisdom, strength, charisma, and intelligence. So your mind is very busy right now. There's a lot of things in your mind. It's like a lot of voices like screaming at you, a lot of things that you are hearing very loudly. You are trying to like rest, you're trying to be in touch with yourself and what you want, but there are just so many voices. And it's not even just like voices just in your head, it's like people's voices. So things that people are saying to you are integrating into your thoughts, your inner thoughts, and these inner thoughts from other people are coming forward and shouting at you like this depiction. They're really loud, really obtrusive, and make it hard. They make it hard for you to connect with yourself and what you really want. Six of Wisdom is suggesting a method. So, like, I don't know if you meditate, but in Temperance we see like a depiction of meditation, right? It's like sitting with your legs crossed, your fingers in like in the posture, and sitting there like cross-legged, silent and still. And again, I don't know if you meditate, but maybe that doesn't work for you. Maybe you don't even want to try and meditate because that's your depiction of meditation, and that's not what you want to do. Like, you don't feel that connection, you know it's not going to work, and that's okay. Like, it's not always going to work for everyone. I do believe it's not a sense of like you're born with the ability to do it. It's more so like you can practice and train, but also sometimes it's just not for you, and maybe it's not for you at this current time, and maybe it'll be later. So what I'm seeing from the Six of Wisdom is that your meditation is reading. It's reading books. That your escape into fantasy, into books, that is representative of how you can quiet your mind and focus your mind. So there's a suggestion here that instead of trying to quiet your mind or like be calm in like the stillness and the empty-mindedness, rather than trying to empty your mind, the suggestion for you is actually to engage and like immerse yourself in something that allows your imagination to run wild. Because sometimes through our imagination, through the things that we conjure up in our mind, that is how we actually connect with ourselves. You hear that like when people read books, right, they see different things. So like just because there's a character described in a book doesn't mean the character will look the same to you as it does to me. Just because like a location is described in a certain way, an experience, a scene, a feeling, doesn't mean that it shows in the same way to you. So this is saying to really connect and embrace that, to embrace the fact that your imagination is the key to understanding more of yourself, and also that it like represents your individualism and reveals things about yourself that you don't realize. So if there's any patterns or any like certain like things that are standing out while you're reading, and you're like imagining things or seeing things, or like if you're not much of a visualizer, then even like your impression of things, like your impression of a character, your first impression of them, how they grow on you, how they may not grow on you, how you feel about certain situations, that may be important for you to help understand more about yourself. Seven of Charisma here. Oh, sorry, I just saw your message there. I'm gonna have a read. This is so true. I love reading books, and it calms me down every time. You're not like sitting alone with your thoughts. Yeah, that's exactly what the reading is saying. So I'm really glad that it seems to resonate with your actual situation. you're wanting to switch jobs, but then so many people are saying so many things. It's confusing. Yeah, that's a really tough situation. I know it's hard when, especially when it comes to job and career. It tends to be a really big part of our lives. Takes up a significant amount of time, and so people will have their opinions about it because they like to have opinions about people's time and people's energies and the direction they go in. I'm seeing here a piece of advice, which is to reap what you have sown, to harvest the fruits that you have grown by your own labor, to reap the fruits of your labor is the saying. You have grown something, and it may not be something that you have done before. It may not be something that you're used to doing. But this fruit here, because there's a singular fruit here, this fruit here is like, that's your baby. That's like your work. Welcome in eternal peace. Thank you for joining. I will get to your reading soon. I hope you have a good time and stick around. But yes, Chai, there is a fruit to be harvested. That's something you've been working on that really means a lot to you. And you've been really nurturing this thing. And it's one of a kind. And this card is saying, like, that's something that you should really... That's what you should grab. That's what you should hold. That is your gem. It's your torch. It's your answer to the voices, to the confusion. One of the lovely things with the Dungeons and Dragons tarot deck is the guidebook. And the guidebook offers us some beautiful insights on these cards as well. They give us a little caption, like a little interpretation, and also a line that's sort of like a Dungeon Master-esque line. If you're familiar with D&D, if you were a player, your Dungeon Master may say this to you. So it's a bit of a way to interpret and interpret and reflect on the cards. So Temperance reads, our capacity to deal with something in a measured and patient way. You gain advantage on your next 1d6 wisdom saving throws. So I think for that, be assured that you should trust your wisdom and your intuition. And let's also see the 6 of wisdom. Six of wisdom, our ability to become a child and play in the world, a return to innocence. You find a gem. When you turn toward a distant mountain, the gem pulsates and glows. Didn't I use the gem analogy just then? That is a synchronicity. So I definitely think the gem imagery is important. And let's look at the 7 of charisma. Seven of charisma, the power of allowing your plans to develop and unfold without urgency or restlessness. The little caption is a bit funny. The town mayor is rumored to be possessed by an evil spirit. The mayor is secretly preparing to sacrifice the entire town. But don't be too spooked by that. I think that's basically saying you need to push the other voices away. You need to make room for your mission. Your eyes on the prize sort of vibe. You should have your eyes on the prize. The cards are saying your eyes on the fruits of your labor that you love so much, but you doubt because of what people are saying. I'm really glad you think so, and I'm very honored to do a reading for you, Chai, and I hope that it provides some clarity. Yeah, I'm really honored to be to do your first reading as well. Thank you for tuning in as well. Feel free to stick around and lurk and listen to other people's readings. You're welcome to in this space. And in other streams as well, I usually limit to like one reading per person per stream. So if you tune in next time, you can request another reading as well. You just join the queue. The queue makes it fair for everyone who would like a reading. Let me just put this deck away and we will shortly move on to the next reading. Ah, thank you. I really appreciate any lurkers around. You are much appreciated. And much welcome to lurk. I'm gonna also have a drink of water. I don't have that. Does it do anything, or is it more so like people can do that and it will like, it's basically like notifying me that people are lurking? If you have like an example like message that comes through when people use that, I can like add that right now and it will, like I can just do it. I will be happy to add it. I've seen it before, I just like don't remember what it usually says. Lurk City over here while I work on homework. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, Neppy, just let me know how that usually works with the lurk command and I can add that in. You see that on other streams, what usually does normally says thanks. Oh, okay, I get it. Alright. Well, in the meantime, could I have flowers and stars please pop your question in the chat, or your desire for a general message or a deity message? Even if you have any specific deck you feel called to, I'm more than happy to choose the deck myself. But you can also run the !decks command in the chat and it will list the decks out. You can choose one for yourself. While you're doing that, I am going to set up this lurk command because I think that's really cool. And will show my deep appreciation for the wonderful lurkers in the chat. So your question is, you're currently studying for a university exam. Will I get into the university you want? I want. Will you get into the university you want? And the Angel Tarot. Alright, that is a good one. I'm just going to quickly hide the tarot widget. We'll get to it shortly after the queue for our collective reading. And I'll just set up this lurking command. If anyone lurking or otherwise would like to test the lurk command, feel free to do that for me, and I can see if the tagging worked, or if it even processed in. Ah, very cool. It worked. How nice of the Nightbot to do that for me. And I do appreciate all of you. You should know. Alright, flowers and stars. Let's do your reading. This is the Angel Tarot deck. For anyone unfamiliar, or if you would just like to have a look. Oh, my Sun Angel. At the bottom of the deck we have the Lovers, Haniel, which is different from Haniel, who was my cat, she's sleeping there. Oh, she's actually licking herself. Haniel. But this is Haniel. My sun sign is Libra, and so Haniel is the angel associated with the sign Libra, and so it's a very nice sign that she's there. She is the beautiful angel, archangel of grace and harmony. For anyone interested as well in the cover, that is the cover, Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. Alright. So, we would like to ask, on behalf of Flowers and Stars, could I ask your pronouns please, Flowers and Stars? And if you would like, you can include a name. Otherwise, I'll just keep calling you Flowers and Stars, which I'm fine with if you're happy with. Just let me know your name and pronouns if you would like. Alright. She, her. Will Flowers and Stars get into the university that she wants? Oh, okay, that was quick. So you got the Magician, which is associated, or in this deck is the angel Nithhaya. Nithhaya, the Magician. I have to say, the Magician is a strong yes, because the Magician represents having all that you need and being able to manifest, being a master manifestor. It is acknowledging that, you know, for your studies, what you put into it will be good. The little caption says, spiritual wisdom and magic helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Yeah, the Magician is my favorite tarot card. Because I love how it represents like having all that you need to pursue what you would like, to be able to manifest, to be connected with the elements. But yeah, this card is coming through as a yes to your question. If you have a follow-up question as well, since you did have a yes no question, if you have a follow-up question you would like to ask as well for me to read for, I can do that for you. Oh, there's the Magician. Rider-Waite version of the Magician. As above, so below, connected with the 4 elements. It's a very beautiful card. Don't have any questions? No worries. Well, I wish you the very best of luck with your university exam, and I truly do hope that you do get in for all of your hard work and your passion. If you would like to share as well, like, what are you planning to study? What would you like to study? Sorry once again if I'm flashbanging everyone. Just, there we go, turn that to dark mode. Psychology. Oh, that is amazing. I am currently doing a Master of Counseling, which is like psychology light. we do refer to psychology papers and peer-reviewed work and evidence-based psychology or psychological readings and writings. I want to become I'm going to become, I don't want to be, I will. I am going to be a counselor. So that is really cool. Alright, let me move on to the next reading. So we have Smasher. Feel free to let me know what your question is, your desire for a general reading, if you would like to pick a specific deck. Otherwise, you can let me intuitively choose a deck for you. For anyone who is just popping in, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. If you would like to join the queue for a free reading, then feel free to run that join command up there at the top. You can also donate to my Ko-fi for a priority reading. So if I'm in transition, like if I finish a reading, then you'll be next in the queue. And of course by order of, like, if there are multiple donators, then in order of that. I can control the queue on my end as well. Yeah, and as they just ran, there's a donate command that you can do to get my link, make it nice and easy. I do appreciate any donations. Donations always go back to my work and support me in what I'm doing. So yeah, but there is no obligation, of course. I'm doing this because I love it and because I like to connect with people, and because my spirit guides have been banging on the door and slapping me in the face saying you need to do more tarot and you need to trust the intuition. So that's what I'm doing. Alright, Smasher, you want a general reading and you want the classic Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So we have the Rider-Waite-Smith deck here. Do you have a name that you prefer to be called by rather than Smasher? And if you would like to share your pronouns as well, otherwise I can just use they, them generally. Yeah, like they're banging, they're like, we're waiting, hello. But they just gave me the 10 of cups, so like they're happy. They're like, yippee, they're actually doing it. Oh, Elshan, you just joined the Discord server. You just joined the Sanctuary of the Crossroads. Welcome to the server as well, and welcome to the stream, and thank you for following as well. All right. Let's see. We are seeking a general reading for Oshan. Welcome in 777 Blues, wonderful angel number in your name. Feel free to stick around and I will get to your reading soon. Feel free to chat in the chat. I am doing very well, thank you. I'm happy to be here and happy to be with you all. I'm currently doing a reading for Elshan, or Smasher in the chat. Yeah, feel free to stick around and let's have some fun. Oh, card number 2. I can already tell you, like I'll tell you what the cards are after I draw this third card. There's something new happening, there's something new you're embarking on, you're already doing it, like you're on the path. Or like, it's, the first card is the Fool. But I'm sensing that it's something that like you're already pretty committed to. So that's the context I'm gathering. Let me get another card for you. Just did a riffle shuffle if you saw a peek of a card, just because I'm grabbing both and doing a shuffle. I do bend my cards, but they're okay. They're not bent. I don't know if anyone in here is very like anti-bending cards. I don't bend magic cards, so Magic the Gathering cards. But I do bend my tarot cards when I shuffle them. But like they don't turn up bent, they just bend in order for the shuffle to happen. Oh, there's our third card. Oh, 10 of Cups is back. Alright. Elishan, we have for you the Fool, the 5 of Pentacles, and also the 10 of Cups. There is something that you are embarking on, a new adventure, a leap of faith that you are taking, and I feel as though you are already committed to this, or you know you want to do it, even if you haven't taken the steps towards it yet. The 5 of Pentacles in this situation to me is reading as you are looking at your weaknesses more than you are your strengths. You're focusing a lot on like what you lack. You're focusing a lot on like past situations where you didn't do something as well as you wanted to do. You're focusing on something you haven't learnt yet, something you haven't been able to acquire, like a skill. And this card is basically telling you it would be good for you to acknowledge the strengths and skills you bring into this new opportunity that you're embarking on. It's not a all hope is lost situation. These cards are saying don't think that. Don't think to yourself that all hope is lost, because all hope is not lost. So there's that one. And the 10 of Cups is saying that whatever venture you are embarking on at this time, there are people around you, whether it's family, whether it's not, whether it's people considered like a found family, people that you really connect with in any sense, like even if whether they're like familiar or platonic or like friend based, there are people around you, and this opportunity may be connected to community. So some sort of like sense of you're taking a step out of your comfort zone. You are taking a step to feel more of a sense of belonging. And this card is affirming to you that yes, like you will have the support and the people around you for this journey that you are taking, for this new embarkment. And you'll be safe. You'll be like, there's this picture in my head right now. It's like cupping hands, and like there are people cupping their hands like and holding you. Like it's that kind of safety. It's like you are very gently held in their hands for this journey, and you will be okay, and you will have support, and you can recognize your strengths over your weaknesses. Like are good to like know, because it's like you want to improve on them, but also you shouldn't only focus on them, is the point for this new journey that you are beginning with the Fool. Let me know if that resonates with you, if you would like to ask any further questions, if you would like to get a clarification on any cards, and I'd be happy to deliver. And Daphne, I see your message in the chat. permanently curled from being violently shuffled. Dang, how violently are you shuffling them? There could be like the material of the card too, like if the material was quite I don't know how to describe it. What's coming to mind is like memorable. If it remembers like how it's bent, it will like stay bent. Like I've had these cards. This is my first ever tarot deck. This deck I have, the Rider-Waite, I got this like 7 years ago. It's my first ever one, and I've kept it all this time, and it's not even bent. Like it's pretty pretty not bent. So I'm proud of that at least. But yeah, Elshan, let me know how you are feeling about that reading. If you have any questions or desires for further elaboration. Exactly what you are right now. Just focus on weakness and didn't see the world around in support. Oh, you are very welcome, Oshan. It is an important lesson to learn that there are people out there, and even us, like ourselves out there for us. So I truly hope that you do see the strengths that you have and also see the wonderful support that you have around you, because it is there. And quite nice. The Ten of Cups is like such a very nice community card of like support. So I really do hope that you are able to work on that. Don't see it as something to fix. There's no like finite state of being fixed, but it is something that you can work on and allow yourself to be more even forgiving about. Like you can forgive yourself for focusing on your weaknesses and not seeing the support, at the same time as aiming to acknowledge that more often and more consistently, and in a way that is supportive of you and what you want to do. A showcase of my decks yet? No, I haven't. I can do that. Actually in a second. I will. Yeah, actually I'll do that now. As I have done Elshan's reading. Yeah, you're welcome. It takes time, so you'll be fine. I'm sure you'll be fine. Alright, let's do a deck tour. Showcase. So I'm gonna refer to my deck list that I have from the command. Also, yes, the Slowpoke. Little Slowpoke. Well, it's actually a big Slowpoke. My partner got that for me. It was a funny story actually. We saw it in a shop, and I was like, oh my god, it's a Slowpoke. And like I did that, like I hit it. not hit it, maybe that's a bit of an aggressive word. But we didn't get it because it was like expensive. And so one day, like he came over, and he was like bringing his stuff inside, like he brings like his bags and stuff. And then I walked into my bedroom, and the Slowpoke was just on this chair I'm sitting on right now. It was just in the chair at my desk, and he had like bought the Slowpoke for me and like surprised me with it, and it was really cute. So yeah, Slowpoke. Alright, let me take a sip of water and then we'll do our deck showcase, deck tour. doing some stretches. All right. So, deck number 1 for our tarot is the Rider-Waite-Smith. So this is the considered the classic tarot deck, and is often the reference for many other decks that are designed and created in the world, I suppose. A lot of the symbolism is quite transferable between other decks, and yeah, it is considered like the classic, so our point of reference in a sense. We'll pick out a few cards to like look at from each deck to like compare the imagery. So I am going to pick out the High Priestess. This is the High Priestess in the Rider-Waite Tarot. This is the Fool in the Rider-Waite Tarot. This is the Six of Swords. This is the Sun. And we have the Lovers. I'll keep them out so I remember which cards I'm showing. And then the next deck is the Dungeons and Dragons Tarot. Oops. Sorry, I just accidentally hit the mic. So, oh my god, I hit it again. Dungeons and Dragons Tarot. Of course, based on Dungeons and Dragons, and is licensed by the Wizards of the Coast as well, which is the company that owns Dungeons and Dragons. I got this one as a gift from my uncle for a birthday a couple years ago. The Rider-Waite I bought myself from a bookshop 7 years ago, but this one was gifted a few years ago. And I love the texture of the cards. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see them on the camera, but it's like this canvasy texture. Oh my god, they're spilling out of my hands. Some of them are upside down because of the way I shuffle them. Oh, dropped the card. Wheel of Fortune came out. Very beautiful. I remember doing a reading, my first reading for you, because it was something to do with Hecate, and I was like shuffling the deck, and I was saying to her, I was like, oh, this is for your priestess in training, and the card like flew out. So it was like really fast. Yeah, I remember that. I love the D&D tarot as well. Let's pick out the cards that we're going to be comparing. So we're going to be looking for not that one. This one. Oops. So like the Six of Swords equivalent, I don't know exactly, but I believe it is the Six of Intelligence, because of this depiction of like moving from one world to another, and like this transition, sort of similarly with the transition of the Six of Swords in the Rider-Waite. So there's that comparison. Do I have a fave card from this deck? I probably do. There's actually a lot of cards in here that I have not drawn, like, ever for reading. So it's like kind of nice to see all the different arts. Still sorting through to find some of the cards. Of course, one of them's at the bottom of the deck, because you know how it is. I feel like the suits may not be one-to-one, because I think I had said like it was the Six of Wisdom that I compared to the Six of Swords, but then some of the Wisdom cards look different, or like refer to different cards. No worries, Neppy. I'm just doing a quick showcase of some decks before I move on to the next reading. Also gives me a bit of time to take a bit of a break from the reading so I can make sure I do them well. I do see there on the list Moose, Neppy, Eternal and Blues. I will get to you soon, I promise. We have the High Priestess in the D&D deck. Which I think is a very beautiful depiction. Here are our Fools, which I think is very fun with his instrument. The Sun. Yeah, the Bard is really cool. But yeah, here's our Sun. And we also have the Lovers. And if I were to pick a couple of favorite cards, I really love these two. So the Page of Wisdom, just because of the aesthetic of it and the the shape, like the illustration itself is very well done and very beautiful. It just makes me happy about like the representation as well of like East Asian culture. And also this one, which is the Three of Wisdom, which I love the revelry, the like dancing and party vibes of this card. And if Daphne is still here, then Daphne would recognize that card, because it is one that I drew in my first ever reading I did for Daphne had that card, and it was a reading with Dionysus. So like, you know, Dionysus and this card, what do you think? It's quite... I was showing off the D&D deck and I was asked by Piety which card I like the most, and I picked two, and one of them is this one. And do you remember this one? It was like in the first reading I've ever done for you. It was the first card of the first reading I did for you with Dionysus. Alright, just because I'm taking my time with this deck showcase. We shall continue it again later. So we've done the Rider-Waite and we've done the Dungeons and Dragons. We will continue with the readings, and then later on we will have a showcase, or maybe in another stream we will do showcasing of the decks again. So Moose, if you are here in the chats, please let me know what would you like a reading on, and I can do that for you. For anyone else who is joining in, welcome to the stream, thanks for coming. Feel free to drop me a follow, it helps me on my way to becoming an affiliate actually. So there's a certain like follow account you need, and I'd really appreciate your support. And also if you follow, pronunciation there, if you follow, it means you'll be notified of my future streams where you can come in again and ask for a reading, have a chat with me. Sometimes we won't be doing readings, we might be doing some writing, some prayer writing. I am working on a book of hymns and prayers to Hecate, so sometimes we might work on that if we're not doing readings. If you would like to join the queue, you can join with this command up here, the exclamation mark and join, and I'll be able to do a free reading for you. And you can also donate to my Ko-fi for priority, so I will prioritize your reading as well. You don't have to worry if you miss it if you do donate for a reading. I will, if you're not here, like if you donate and then ask a question in your donation rather than donating afterwards, which some people do and I really appreciate that, then I can put like a timestamp as like I can reply a timestamp from the stream, and that way I can record it, and then you'll be able to look back on it. But also it makes sense if you're here, then I'll be able to prioritize your reading anyway. I'm tangling up my words. That's just to say, free readings, join the queue, donate if you would like priority, and have a good time. Can you get advice for when you go back to school? Ethereal Visions deck. Alright, Ethereal Visions is my deck that I read with Hecate. So are you comfortable, or are you confirming that you would like a reading with Hecate, like she can provide advice? Because this deck I mainly, if not only, use for readings with her. And yes, okay, amazing. Just wanted to double check in case that wasn't the situation. All right. So once again, I would like to call upon the beloved goddess Hecate, who is our guide and torchbearer, who holds the keys to cosmos and realms, and is Hecate Enodia of the crossroads and paths. I come before you today in truth and reverence to do a reading on behalf of Moose, who is asking for some advice for when they go back to school. Goddess of guidance and goddess of lights, could you please bring forth some cards for this reading and guide my hands and words in order to provide this message for Moose. We have 2 cards so far. I'm going to get another one, and then I'm going to clarify one of these cards, like pull another card for clarification, because I'm not quite picking up on what it's trying to say. Welcome in to the new viewers, thank you for joining. Feel free to lurk around. I have the lurk command if you would like to lurk, and feel free to join the queue for a reading. Could we get one more card for Moose in terms of advice for when they go back to school? That wasn't coming out. Oh, there we go. Oh. This card came with clarification. But I need to get a clarification card for... Oops. Are you allowed to join the queue again? Not for now, because we do have 4 people in the queue, including Moose. And I do want to test out that the tarot widget for a collective reading. And then I'm assuming by the time we get through all of that, it will be time for me to sleep. So, not for today. Yes, it is pretty late for me, but I'm working from home tomorrow, so there is no rush for me to sleep. But yeah, so you can queue again next time. But for today, we'll keep to this. I might actually close the queue and not keep encouraging people to join, because then the list will get really long. So the queue is closed for now. You shouldn't be able to join anymore. But for anyone who would like to join, they can join next time. Alright, Moose, let's get into your reading. We have... Oh my god, it's... Okay, it's... The card itself is very shiny. The Ace of Pentacles. Maybe if I turn my brightness down on my computer. There we go. Ace of Pentacles is the first card. We also have the Hierophant, which were clarified by 2 cards, the Tower and the Hanged Man. Please don't worry. I have something in mind to say about that, but you don't have to worry about it. And we also have the Fool clarified by the Sun in reverse. So we have a few cards here to not dismantle, sorry, but like interpret and work through. So the Ace of Pentacles is definitely acknowledging this return to school. When you say, like, when you go back to school, is it like I'm not sure, because you might be in a different country. Is it like a new year level? Is it because you were away for some time for some reason? Was there some sort of situation that happened? If you're happy to share, then feel free to share if any of those click, because spring break, oh yeah, so you're in America, I'm assuming, or somewhere near, because spring break, yep. So this is acknowledging, like, I'm hearing like turning over a new leaf. Hi Renee, welcome in. The queue is closed at the moment as I have a few on the list and it's quite late for me, so I'll be finishing off these readings in the queue, and then we'll be doing like a collective reading together, and then I'll be heading to sleep. But welcome in, thank you for coming. And a Hecate devotee, yes. Are you a Hecate devotee as well? I'm not sure if I know you, like actually know you, but your username's different, just let me know as well. But yeah, so this is signifying the idea of turning over a new leaf for you, Moose. And it is definitely signifying there is like a new opportunity, some sort of new opportunity coming your way in terms of returning to school after the spring break. I see like someone handing, like someone is like, it's like the card. Someone has something and they're reaching out to you, Moose. Like they're offering you something. So that might be something you can expect. Ah, you're new. Okay, well, welcome, Renee. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. Feel free to lurk, stick around, chat. And Hermes and Aphrodite, that is amazing. I am a Hermes worshipper as well. Hermes was a deity I worshipped before Hecate, actually. And he's wonderful. Feel free to drop me a follow as well if you'd like to stick around for other streams too, because I would be more than happy to take a reading for you in future streams. But you know, if you follow, then you get notified of streams. Yes. When I saw the Hierophant for you, Moose, what came to mind was like traditional system, which is like what the Hierophant is. It tends to represent like some sort of traditional system. And what I'm seeing for school, it may represent school, like as a concept. It may represent that you feel quite restricted. This may be a school where some of the values, or perhaps it may represent the school system itself. And when I see these cards here, they're not saying like something bad is going to happen, like the Tower you may associate with like something bad happening. I don't see that with this. I just see this idea that you're going to basically let go or be able to release. You'll be able to like find a change in whatever you're feeling with the Hierophant, to whatever restrictions you're feeling, what you feel stuck in the system. You will find change in this after the spring break. Like something will happen that will like shake, didn't mean to shake my mic, shake the foundations of the institution. It sounds very intense. It sounds quite like a big thing. Like it might not be as big, but I do see like a change of heart, a change of mind. Not because you changed your mind, but because something changes with the system itself. Or you find a way in the system to turn it around, to work in your favor. Because what I'm seeing here is a new beginning, of course, the Fool, a new beginning, and Hecate is saying new beginning. So she's saying that something will be offered to you, that you will take a leap of faith for it, that the system that you feel restricted in will open. It's like a mountain that splits, and like it moves. So you don't expect a mountain to move, but it does. It will. And we also had the Fool clarified with the Sun in reverse. So it's something that whatever this new opportunity or thing that will happen for you, like whatever it is in school that is going to be new for you, it's going to be something that you never expected that you would enjoy, and you never expected that would be exciting for you, but it will be. Like it will be fulfilling, it will be exciting. You just didn't expect it. Like it wasn't in your like ideal image. So I would recommend, and Hecate recommends, she's saying to you, opportunities come in different shapes and sizes, they come in different methods, come in different pathways, come from people you wouldn't even expect for them to come from. And in the face of choice and deliberation, all she's asking you to do is be open. All she's saying is be open, have your hands open to receive, because in being open to receiving, you will find something fulfilling and happy, and a new beginning, a new tangible beginning for you. That is your advice. Be open to receiving, to seeing things in different ways, to not only thinking that it's your responsibility to change or be different, but also the institution or organization or surrounding people's responsibilities to responsibility to shift and change with the times and with what is happening, and to answer to what the people want. It's like what you require. I hope that resonated with you. Let me know what you think. If you have any further questions, let me know. Okay, amazing. I'm glad it makes sense, and you are very welcome. Great. Thank you for your patience as well. Neppy, let's do your question. Oh, let me know, what would you like a reading on? Feel free to let me know if there's a specific deck as well. Is there any god or goddesses reaching out? This is going to come with my standard disclaimer that I will say if when people do ask this question, it's nothing to do with your character, it's just an expression of my belief. You can always choose to worship a deity or reach out to them yourself without them having to reach out to you first, and you never need their confirmation, at least in Hellenic polytheism, to interact with them and to show you devotion. But I will still do your question, and we'll see if there are any gods or goddesses who may be because sometimes they can be like around us, and they can like, that can be in a sense like reaching out, but it's more so like sometimes we put out like a sort of like resonance of them, like we click with them, but we don't like focus on that, but they pick it up, and so they come to us, and then they wait for us to come back to them. Hope that makes sense. It's basically my explanation of the concept of reaching out. We're going to use the D&D deck again. I understand what you mean. Yeah. I think I get what you mean. I think we will read and see what qualities come through of a potential deity. I'm assuming this will be in the context of Hellenic polytheism, so the Greek gods. Alright. So here we are reading for Neptune. And I invite cards forward for a deity who may be around or reaching out to Neptune, or anyone, any deity who would be any deity that Neptune would be attuned to working with. I'm just taking my time to look at these cards so I can form some ideas. So you already worship Hecate, right? Are you still in the Discord server? Okay. Because I think... Yeah, new. Yeah, she... I think she's like come up because... The first card that came out was Justice, which there are many deities who could be associated with justice, but it's an aspect of hers that I associate. The Six of Charisma came through, which I associate with, like, this depiction makes me think underworld, so chthonic deity. I was wondering if it was Persephone, but I don't believe it is. There are a few cards in here I would associate with Persephone, and those did not come through. So it's Justice, Underworld, Tower. So dragons, destruction. It's kind of like being able to destroy things that don't work anymore in order to rebuild them. Strength, but it's also like this duality. There's a tree there. Trees are like gentle nature, and then there's the orc there with the blood on his hands, so it's a bit of a duality. Four of Wisdom, which is a bit like oh, sorry Vanna, the queue is closed at the moment because I'm just finishing off these readings and then I do need to head to sleep, but thank you for joining. I would be happy to let you I would be happy to do a reading for you at my next stream. If you would like to tune in, feel free to drop me a follow so then you are notified of my next stream. I'll be doing tarot readings again, probably next week, and you'll be able to join the queue then for me to do a reading for you. But thank you for tuning in. Yeah, the Fourth Wisdom is sort of like meditation, being connected to the inner and outer world, which I associate with Hecate. Oh, I'm in Australia. I'm in Aussie, so it's currently 1:22 a.m. for me. In the future, I do want to stream not this early, but my morning, but daytime morning, which should be evening for Americans and late evening for Europeans. Yes, so we also have the 10 of Strength. And I forgot what they described. Yeah, this is the one where I was like, oh, it's probably Hecate, because it says making sure to speak up, try not to do it all, delicate responsibility, express yourself. So it felt very Hecatean. I'm going to check as well though if Persephone's there, because I feel like there's something about her. But yeah, I don't keep it private that I live in Australia. Oh, you must be on the west. I'm in Eastern time. Or maybe you're in the middle of Australia. Oh, so you're up. I don't know. I don't know why Australia has so many time zones. Okay, for you, Nepi, it's multiple chthonic deities. We have 3 here. This one gives us the impression of like Persephone, Hades, and Hecate. This one affirmed to me like Hades, god of wealth. So Hades is the god of wealth as well as the god of the underworld, king of the underworld, full of strength. So multiple who are interlinked. Let me read the guidebook for 4 of intelligence. A lot of these cards are also saying take time to meditate. So I think there's some advice for you. Like, you have the potential to tap into like any deities who may be around, who you may want to engage with if you meditate. But looks like Persephone, Hades, Hecate. I was definitely getting the impression of underworld, god of wealth, close association. Of course, I'm only one reader, so please do explore and research and be respectful. And yeah, my word isn't the only word, and I'm just saying what my intuition is saying. And I recognize Hecate, so I'm 99% sure the first set of cards was Hecate, and she's probably eager for you to learn more about her and do more with her and for her. It's not like boot camp, like you have to like go through the boot camp and suffer and all that. It's like, you know, she's like going yoo-hoo, getting your attention. You are welcome. I am always happy to do readings for you. Are you still in my in piety in my sanctuary of the crossroads? Because I'm not sure if you changed your username or if I just was searching up incorrectly. I wasn't sure if you're still in there. Eternal peace, if you are still here, please let me know. Please let me know a love relationship reading with your current partner. Is this just like a one card for you, one card for them, and then your dynamic? Is that the sort of reading you'd be after? Or is there a specific question you have? I can do a dynamic reading. Okay. We'll use the classic Rider-Waite. So we are doing a dynamic relationship reading for Eternal Peace. Looking for a card that represents no worries. Looking for a card that represents peace. Oh, okay, there's another one. Partner and also the dynamic between them at the moment. Are you asking this because there is some sort of conflict happening? Just realized readers meant tarot readers. That's why the crystal ball is there. Well, I think I put a crystal ball somewhere. Yeah, the crystal ball is the reaction. If you want to read our poems for the presentation of writings event, you just show up. Okay. Eternal, yes, I am seeing there's some sort of something. There's a disagreement. This is you, magician. This is them, your partner, 7 of Wands. This is the dynamic, King of Swords. You are both competing for your voice to be heard, the loudest. Both of you are wanting to be heard. Both of you are wanting to have your path be the path that you both take. You maybe, I don't know if he's like more pessimistic than you are, or maybe is a bit more confrontational or combative with other people. Or actually no, maybe not other people. His own thoughts. He's overthinking, and he's like creating problems that may not be there, like scenarios, like making up situations, or like making assumptions, jumping to conclusions about some things, which is not necessarily like meaning like he's a bad, like he's not, this is not about his character, like so to say. It's not like he's a bad person. It's just saying, oh sorry, I don't know if I'm assuming, I shouldn't assume the gender. It's not assuming they're malicious. It's not assuming that they're negative, like they're trying to like bring you down. I just think sometimes they may get into their head. So you seem like the type of person who's a bit more like external. You're not so much in your head. You're like all around. Whereas they might be more enclosed. A bit more of a self-argument. And here the King of Swords is like leadership with communication and truth and honesty. You both want your way to be the way. Do any of those descriptions resonate with you and your situation? Let me get some suggestions for you. I'm hearing right now, sometimes the answer isn't to try and fix things or offer solutions. Sometimes the answer is just to listen. And that goes for both of you. Hi Vanji, welcome, thank you for joining. I will be going to sleep shortly. I am just doing this reading for Eternal, and then I have Blues next if Blues is still around. I will have to do, I think I will do the collective reading first thing next stream. So next week when I stream, first thing I'm gonna do, once we have a few people in, we'll do the collective reading with the tarot widget. So where is it? Oh my god, click this one. Ooh, we'll do it first thing next stream. I'll do a collective reading using the widget because it's getting a bit late here. Hi Nino, thank you for joining. It's good to see you. I was just saying I'm going to be sleeping soon after a couple readings, but next time, first thing, I'm going to do a collective reading with the tarot widget, so that'll be fun. But yeah, Eternal, what's coming to mind is you just need to listen sometimes, and both of you, it's like both of you just need to listen. Don't try to offer advice. You're not trying to fix things, you're just needing to be there for each other. The two of you are a team. At the end of the day, you both have the same goals, you both have the same things that you want to pursue. There is a shared vision that can be achieved. Tomodachi life too. What's Tomodachi life? I'm not sure. Thank you for coming in and saying hi as well. That means a lot to me. But yeah, there's something that you both share. This like passion, this idea. I don't know if it's like you want to see the world, you want to travel. I'm not sure if it's like specifically, but there's something you both want. Remember that. Figure it out, what it is, and hold that. That is the core and what you're going to return to when times get tough. It's like, remind yourself of that. Justice. Sometimes their way and your way is not exactly the right way, and what's important is to find balance and justice for the both of you. As I said, you are a team. You have a shared vision. There's something you both want, and it is possible to balance it out. It is possible to find the bridge to the solution and the point where you two come together. Because you see how the Magician and the Seven of Wands, both of you are doing this. You see how they're almost the same? The way one points up and down. It's interesting, isn't it? The parallel. And it's really showing that at its core and at your essence, you two are similar and want something similar. It's just showing in different ways. Again, him more internally and you more externally. Oh, sorry, not assuming. They are a bit more internal with it and you are a bit more external. But you're both very similar. Look at that. Please let me know Eternal Peace if that resonates with you, and yeah, let me know if it resonates. Silly game from 2010s. Oh, I know that game. Also, if I'm being quiet, it's because it is late. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, but I know that game. It's so funny. I've seen clips on it on TikTok. That's so cool that they're releasing number 2. That is amazing. You are welcome, Eternal Peace. I am here to provide guidance. It is one of my great values as a devotee of Hecate to provide guidance for others when I can, when it is appropriate. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking around and your patience. Please come by another time as well for my next stream. I love having people around asking questions, and I'm more than happy to answer any more questions in future streams. So thank you. Thank you for following as well. I appreciate that. Like, I really do. It means a lot. 777 Blues. If you are still here, please let me know what would you like a reading on, and I will do it for you. I'm good. I'm tired, but that's okay. It just means it will be time for sleep soon. I will do your reading, and I'll be finishing up for the stream. So you are our lucky last, and I hope you're doing well. Let me know what would you like a reading on. A general reading? Okay. I'm trying to think of what deck I would like to use. D&D deck. Okay. I don't even need to think about it because you can tell me. Let's do this general reading for blues. This card really wants to come out. For you, we have the Ace of Charisma. Eight of Intelligence. And the Chariot. There is a new project you're working on. It is a very cool deck, thank you. There's something, well, not even a new project, it's a project you have been working on, and because you are coming to the conclusion of one project, it is making the way for your next project. So it's like, you finished the sword, now what are you going to do with the sword? And you're nervous, you're not sure, you feel a bit restrained. You feel a bit like, I've been working on this for so long, what am I going to do now? Yeah. I feel like this feeling of like restraint. You're a bit like unsure, you feel a bit stagnant, but what's important is that you got the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about your willpower and determination and ability to commit to a path and to really take it and fly. Really take it and fly. This is a reminder about this project that you're working on. As much as it may seem restraining sometimes, as much as you may feel like, is this really something you should be doing? Is there going to be a path beyond this for you? Yes, there is, because you are creating it as we speak, as you do. Everything you do for this is contributing to the incredible culmination and the wielding of the sword. So don't be afraid of the hang-ups, don't be afraid of sometimes the bumps on the road, because you're going to overcome them. You'll be able to overcome them, and it will be really great for you. Let me know if you have any questions, additional questions, or anything you would like clarified or elaborated on. That's cool that you're working on a project now, though. You are very welcome. It was a nice reading. It came to me really quickly. Let me actually read from the guidebook as well. Ace of Charisma says, a new opportunity and a time of manifestation and abundance. A mysterious order of assassins begins to hunt down a member of the party. Then we have the Eight of Intelligence. Untangling ourselves from guilty thoughts and self-punishment. A nearby village has been invaded by the drow and seeks aid. And the Chariot, following through on your intentions and manifesting your desires. You find a trapped Efret who offers you his services for a year if you can find a way to free him. Amazing. So very much about bringing things in and not letting anything stop you. And I'm glad it's all very clear, and I wish you the best of luck on your projects. If you come along again to another stream, I'd love you to tell me about it. Probably not right now because I do need to sleep, but next time I would love to hear about it. Alright. Thank you everyone for tuning in and being here with me. I was very happy to do your readings with you and with the wonderful deities that came through as well. It was wonderful to see you too, Vanjie. Wonderful to see everyone here. Have a great day, a great night or evening or afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I will stream again next week. I'm wanting to stream on like this day consistently, but I'll see how it goes establishing a schedule. If I do, you'll see it on my channel or I'll let you know. But yeah, feel free to follow if you aren't following already so you can be notified of my next streams. And yes, good night Lay, good night Nino, good night Neppy. Good night Josh. I'll say goodnight to the sanctuary as well after this. And also maybe claim some offerings from our divination event. Alright, wonderful people. I will talk to you next time. And on Discord, if you are in the server, make sure to join. You can join in from the About page or by doing Discord in the chat. See you next time.